Felix Auger-Aliassime is coming up against Alexander Zverev in what is basically a quarterfinal, a shootout between these two players to see who will make it through in the group and qualify for the semi-finals. Felix is obviously making his second appearance at this event, whereas Alexander Zverev is a multiple serial appearer at this event. Of course, he's won it twice as well, in 2018 when it was held at the O2 Arena, and then more recently in 2021 after it moved to Turin. As you can see, the current ranking going into the tournament, Felix Auger-Aliassime at number 8 and Alexander Zverev at number 3. But the head-to-head is very much in favor of Zverev, 6-3 in his favor. In terms of the form coming into this, well, Zverev and Felix have had a couple of bumps in the road, so to speak. Both, of course, have won one match and lost one match. Zverev came through his first match, beating Ben Shelton in straight sets. Sinner overcame Zverev in the second match, so Zverev lost that one 6-4, 6-3 just a few hours ago. And yeah, Zverev had chances, and it was certainly a much closer affair than their recent match in Paris-Bercy, albeit with a small asterisk of a minor injury that Zverev picked up during that match. It was closer, and there are chances for Zverev. He had them in Vienna in the final recently there when he went down 7-5 in the third. But he's still losing. And he's still showing signs of being a bit passive, especially on the forehand, I think, when the moments are big, including today at times. He had so many break points on the Jannik Sinner serve today, and yet wasn't able to take any of them. I think it was 7. So that's not great. But against Felix, he must fancy his chances. Felix came through today in 3 sets over Ben Shelton. Felix didn't have a great return day, but he was lucky that Ben had an even worse return day. Felix was solid, I would argue, from sets 2 onwards, so during sets 2 and 3, albeit that set 1, I think he was quite far off. It got broken twice. But then he didn't get broken again in those second and third sets. In his first match, he went down in straight sets to Jannik Sinner. Appeared to pick up a calf injury, but there was no signs of that injury today, so that's extremely good news for Felix going into this clash. Coming back to their head-to-head and just looking at some of their previous encounters, the most recent clash between the two did go the way of Felix at the US Open, albeit after losing the first set, but he did win that match in 4 sets, in what at the time felt like a bit of a surprise. But Felix's form since then, as he approached his indoor goatness period that he loves at this time of the year, which has also helped him secure a spot at these finals. Also, Felix making the final at Paris Masters, etc., etc. He has felt like, and that US Open run, by the way, when he pushed Jannik in the semi-finals, I would argue, albeit again fading away, especially on the turn against the Italian. But you can see they're fairly much chopping and changing. It's actually the first 3 matches that went the way of Zverev that is helping him have this 3-match advantage. He won those first 3 matches. The 6 matches that have followed have been shared. In fact, there's a 5-set classic that went the way of Felix's at Wimbledon in 2021. Zverev got some kind of revenge, you could argue, in a 3-set win in Vienna. Then it was Felix at the ATP Cup in 2022 and so on and so forth. But they've only played each other twice in the last 3.5 years. So not a huge sample size in recent years. And yeah, the most recent events in Miami going Zverev's way. And then, of course, as I said, more recently, the way of Felix in New York. So which way do I see this going? Well, pre-tournament, I had Felix emerging from the group along with Jannik Sinner. And I'm going to stick with it. If Felix can have an excellent serving day, I think he probably wins this one in 3 extremely tight sets. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
Felix Auger-Aliassime is coming up against Alexander Zverev in what is basically a quarterfinal, a shootout between these two players to see who will make it through in the group and qualify for the semi-finals. Felix is obviously making his second appearance at this event, whereas Alexander Zverev is a multiple serial appearer at this event. Of course, he's won it twice as well, in 2018 when it was held at the O2 Arena, and then more recently in 2021 after it moved to Turin. As you can see, the current ranking going into the tournament, Felix Auger-Aliassime at number 8 and Alexander Zverev at number 3. But the head-to-head is very much in favor of Zverev, 6-3 in his favor. In terms of the form coming into this, well, Zverev and Felix have had a couple of bumps in the road, so to speak. Both, of course, have won one match and lost one match. Zverev came through his first match, beating Ben Shelton in straight sets. Sinner overcame Zverev in the second match, so Zverev lost that one 6-4, 6-3 just a few hours ago. And yeah, Zverev had chances, and it was certainly a much closer affair than their recent match in Paris-Bercy, albeit with a small asterisk of a minor injury that Zverev picked up during that match. It was closer, and there are chances for Zverev. He had them in Vienna in the final recently there when he went down 7-5 in the third. But he's still losing. And he's still showing signs of being a bit passive, especially on the forehand, I think, when the moments are big, including today at times. He had so many break points on the Jannik Sinner serve today, and yet wasn't able to take any of them. I think it was 7. So that's not great. But against Felix, he must fancy his chances. Felix came through today in 3 sets over Ben Shelton. Felix didn't have a great return day, but he was lucky that Ben had an even worse return day. Felix was solid, I would argue, from sets 2 onwards, so during sets 2 and 3, albeit that set 1, I think he was quite far off. It got broken twice. But then he didn't get broken again in those second and third sets. In his first match, he went down in straight sets to Jannik Sinner. Appeared to pick up a calf injury, but there was no signs of that injury today, so that's extremely good news for Felix going into this clash. Coming back to their head-to-head and just looking at some of their previous encounters, the most recent clash between the two did go the way of Felix at the US Open, albeit after losing the first set, but he did win that match in 4 sets, in what at the time felt like a bit of a surprise. But Felix's form since then, as he's approached his indoor goatness period that he loves at this time of the year, which has also helped him secure a spot at these finals. Also, Felix making the final at Paris Masters, etc., etc. He has felt like, and that US Open run, by the way, when he pushed Jannik in the semi-finals, I would argue, albeit again fading away, especially on the turn against the Italian. But you can see they're fairly much chopping and changing. It's actually the first 3 matches that went the way of Zverev that is helping him have this 3-match advantage. He won those first 3 matches. The 6 matches that have followed have been shared. In fact, there's a 5-set classic that went the way of Felix's at Wimbledon in 2021. Zverev got some kind of revenge, you could argue, in a 3-set win in Vienna. Then it was Felix at the ATP Cup in 2022 and so on and so forth. But they've only played each other twice in the last 3.5 years. So not a huge sample size in recent years. And yeah, the most recent events in Miami going Zverev's way. And then, of course, as I said, more recently, the way of Felix in New York. So which way do I see this going? Well, pre-tournament, I had Felix emerging from the group along with Jannik Sinner. And I'm going to stick with it. If Felix can have an excellent serving day, I think he probably wins this one in 3 extremely tight sets. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Thanks for...
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans and I'm a friend of the show.
My name is Zainab Sammaz and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our final group match of 2025 ATP Finals between Alexander Zverev and Felix Auger-Aliassime. I am joined by Carson. Carson, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I am good. I am actually kind of looking forward to this, although this could be seen as a really grim matchup. There's a lot on the line. Probably the most on the line in this group so far, I would say.
Yeah, pretty simple scenarios going forward. The winner of this match goes to the semifinals and will face Carlos Alcaraz. The loser will go home. So, very convoluted formula.
Very
trying to
simple.
get out of this group. Hopefully, everyone is writing all that down and paying attention. It's confusing, I know.
Very confusing. For me, this is possibly the tightest match in the group. I feel as though Felix's indoor pedigree is, there for everyone to see. But I am actually going to go with Felix winning in 3. But I don't know. If Sasha isn't passive on return, it could be interesting. But Felix's +1 is really good indoors. So we will see. What do you think?
I'm going with Zverev in straight sets.
Really?
I just think that this is a pretty good moment for him. He's been playing well lately. He's been pretty close to Jannik Sinner a couple of times. Definitely put him under a bit more pressure than he has in the past. He's looking less passive, I think, than he has at some moments in the past. So I think it's going to be a really good match in between these two. I think it's going to be a couple of tight sets, but I'll take Zverev to go through.
Obviously, Zverev actually won this tournament a couple of times as I was just seeing on screen, 18 and in 2021. I kind of guess that gives him a little bit of an edge here in this sort of situation. Obviously, he's been in this situation quite a few times. One of only 3 people to ever qualify for the year-end finals 8 years in a row, which is very impressive. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd say his level's quite high already, Jake. If you look at the Paris match against Sinner, I actually think that Felix played really well. It was a couple of key points that kind of slipped away from him, and he didn't really, there were just moments that were, key for Sinner to scuttle through. But yeah, obviously the other match we had today was Jannik Sinner versus Ben Shelton. We obviously know that Sinner was going to top the group and Shelton was already out, so we were just playing for ranking points. Carson, did you catch any of that?
I didn't see any of it, but we saw the final score. Sinner goes through in 2. Fairly straightforward. Did you see any of it?
I mean, I saw parts of it. I actually had a very busy day today at university, but I was still watching parts of it. I think it was good enough from Shelton that it was to take it to a tiebreak, and that was probably the best that he's played this week. This week, I feel like for him has probably gone in a super fast blur because I feel like he just like hasn't really been like fully here. Like I feel like he's been like rushing and like he's been really not random's the wrong word, but he's been really mixing it up like more than I've seen him usually, like throwing in second serve, some volley, like coming to the net off like random approach shots. And, you know, which against Sinner isn't exactly a bad idea because, you know, you can't, you know, out hit Sinner from the baseline. So, but yeah, I think this isn't probably what he was hoping for in his first outing at the ATP Finals. But again, I think this tournament came like 2 weeks too soon, kind of had no real prep for this, right? I mean, obviously injury at the US Open and then was made the wrong decision to go to Shanghai, shouldn't have played there, and then Vienna and Paris. So just felt like it was a couple of weeks too soon for Ben.
Yeah, I think could have a long discussion about his scheduling at the end of the season and if he needed to play as much as he has. But yeah, I think I agree with you. Shanghai probably was not a necessary tournament for him to go play. But
yeah,
he did well in Paris.
He did.
Yeah. Got a couple of victories there, went fairly deep before he ran into Sinner there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been a fine end of the year for him. I think you don't hope to go 0-3 at the ATP Finals, but
making
looks
them
like
in
we're
the first
about to start
place,
the match here.
making them in the first place, you know, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
You just you get yourself there, you know, and then, you know, who knows? As we like perfectly seen with De Minaur, won one match this week and he is a semi-finalist and now has a horror matchup with Sinner. Sinner to make it 13-0, which is, you know, seriously grim. And their matches, you know, never. I think the only one that was, you know, somewhat watchable was the Beijing one earlier this year, actually, where it was 3 sets. That was okay. Felix will get us started here as he serves out wide. It's actually a very good return from Sasha, to be fair, and starts with a backhand winner.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's a little inkling into what we're going to get in this match. But that was a very nice return to start from Sasha.
Yeah. Where are you at in your stream right now? I'm watching a second serve.
Okay, yeah, you're a good like 3 seconds ahead of me. But that's okay. Yeah, Felix is just bouncing the ball ready for a second serve now.
Okay. I've seen the end of this point now. So.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Zverev starting a bit more aggressive than I would assume he would. But this is how he started against Sinner. And then he had those 2 break points. Something that really confused me about Sasha was he was obviously saying, you know, he had 7 break points against Sinner, and none of them were, you know, he didn't get into the rally in either of them because he found 7 first serves. And it's a nice put away from Felix, a little drive volley. And he didn't get into any of them. Before, to create the 2 break points, he was in a nice return position where he could cover both wings. Obviously, his backhand's very strong, and his forehand is, you know, not known as a big weapon, but you know, it's fine. And then on the 2 break points, he changed return position, which I thought was really strange. I don't know why he changed it, and because like he was obviously having some success, and he was already going into the backhand side thinking that Sinner would put it there. But that doesn't really make any sense to me because obviously if you're going to cover one side, if you're Zverev, it's the forehand side. But Yeah, to me, it just didn't really make much sense. As Felix holds to 15 to start us off. Love 1, Felix. This could be like 2 tie breaks or 3 tie breaks.
Yeah, it could. Both of them have been serving very well.
Yeah.
It's definitely a weapon for both of them. So.
Yeah. Sasha more actually in recent times. The serve didn't used to be as big of a weapon as it is now, but the pacey and the pace and the pace he gets on it is good. He hits big targets consistently. He is the guy on tour that has the highest first serve in rate at 72%, I think. So yeah, he just hits big targets. He goes big targets. And it's very effective unless you're facing Yannick Sinner or Carlos Alcaraz.
There is someone that he does trade a little bit of placement just for the guarantee that he's going to get the ball in. Like, he's not necessarily trying to put it right in the corner down the tee or going out wide. He's definitely a little more focused on just getting it in, getting the point started. There's something happening in the court. Not sure what's going on right now.
Are we having a review? No. Thought we were having a video review. I have no idea what it would have been for, but are we being joined by? I know you. Are we being joined by Zach later, or was that you just saying that we?
Oh, that was just me talking.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he will join. I don't know.
Who knows? I feel like Zach doesn't really have a set schedule at the moment due to his.
Due to the fact that he has a child now.
He has a child. No Zach today, confirmed by the producer. That's highly sad. Felix in.
That is true.
Felix is in the game now. Sasha nets on the forehand. Sorry.
That's a very good serve out wide.
It's a very nice ace out wide from Sasha. No, joining the stream if it goes 3 apparently. Jake, do you have like frequent contact with Nerlan and Ghosty? Do you guys have a group chat of just you 3? Because Jake, I know you exist obviously, but like I'm convinced that Nerlan and Ghosty don't actually exist. They're just like AI bots.
No, Ghosty is not a real person.
It's just like Damien or Mario just like pranking us. I'm convinced.
I don't think it couldn't be Mario.
No, you would know if it was Mario. You'd know if it's Mario.
Mario's too kind for that.
True. Sasha with 2 points here to hold. Let first serve down the tee. Where's Nerlan from? I feel like I know. He's not Ghosty's is American. Nerlan's not American.
Ghosty's California, I think.
Yeah.
Nerlan also from Wales.
Down the tee again. And sails long. So 1-all. Nice start from both actually on serve. No real extended rallies, but I'm not really expecting any real extended rallies at the moment. Feel as though this could be a very big 1-2 contest instead of extended sort of exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of these two are known for their movement, to be honest. So this could be that, I would say obviously they're both, great movers in terms of, athletic ability, but it can compared to some of the guys on tour, these two aren't known, while they're so quick around the court.
It's not Alex de Minaur, Carlos Alcaraz out there.
No, or of Zinner.
But yeah, this will be a different type of match.
Yeah, or even Sebastian Baez or like Navone. But
that's a very good ace down the tee.
That is a great ace down the tee. I would love to know if Baez played Sinner on these courts if he could get double bageled. Because I would actually think that that's a small possibility that Sinner would double bagel Baez.
It might be.
If not, it's like Love and 2 or like Love and 1. If you are in the chat, feel free to say hi. We don't bite. We're not mean. We're just here to talk about tennis. That's a great second serve down the tee.
Yeah, second serve ace.
Swinging away from Sasha all the time. Can't get there.
Where is Papa Ghosty? Why are we calling him that?
Yeah, I don't think that's a name that should stick, to be honest. I'm not sure about that one. Ghosty's Welsh? What?
He's not Welsh.
Jake would talk to me if he was Welsh, because that's a crazy rumor. I don't know if I agree with that. That's a great return from Zverev. Crunched the forehand cross court. Kind of in the slot. Felix not quite hitting his mark with the second serve. Not enough kick on it. I don't know if Zverev's outright favorite though. Like, I don't want to say like, oh yeah, Zverev's like absolutely, outright favorite. Oh, better chance of beating Carlos?
Definitely Zverev, I think. Actually, have a decent head-to-head.
Maybe Zverev, but these two are very similar in my mind, I feel. I'm trying to 6-6 versus Carlos. I'm trying to remind myself of any really, notable Zverev Carlos matches.
It's a pretty poor backhand from Felix.
Yeah.
At that point.
Was thinking, yeah, let's just crush this cross court, and got it all wrong. In 23. Oh, in the group stage must have been, because Alcaraz still made semis and then lost to Djokovic. I was peak Djokovic. Well, not peak Djokovic, because that was probably 2011, but I feel like that caught Zverev out because that was a very slow second.
Mm-hmm.
And Zverev wasn't expecting it to kind of keep that low, and it didn't get under it enough, and nets on the return, and Felix holds for 1-2.
The ball looked like it had a little bit of a weird bounce to it.
Yeah, it looked like it was very short in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just completely caught Sasha out.
2-1 though for Felix, still on serve.
No real issues. No juices yet. So everyone keeping it to very simple. I feel like Sasha has a very, overall solid, has a more solid base of a foundation of a game than Felix does. I feel like Felix can go off the boil more than Sasha can. If we're I've seen moments where, there's obviously been matches this year where Felix has just not had a good time, but obviously Sasha is there as well. Just a couple of Rinnik Nesh at Wimbledon, but obviously that kind of turns out to not be that bad of a loss if you're finalist in Shanghai. Common Sana is probably the worst Zverev loss of the year, I would say, in Rio.
Yeah, that entire South American swing was a disaster for him.
That was an absolute, tragedy. It was it? I mean, obviously, we're kind of glad because it paved the way for Fonseca, right? Can you imagine if we had a Fonseca Zverev final in Buenos Aires or even in Rio? You know, I wonder how different it would have been if Fonseca had won Rio instead of Buenos Aires. That would have been, I think, that would have been. Then maybe there would have been a national holiday. Who knows?
Might have been. That's a good return from Felix.
That is. Again, it was quite short in the box. So Felix actually did well because had quite a lot of kick, but it was short in the box. But Felix was standing very aggressively. Fritz actually gave a great, he talked really well about the second serve and the return position. And you don't really see players talking that often in it wasn't in great detail from Taylor, but how often do you see players give that much analysis of the game? Not that much, if they're. So it was actually nice. It was good to see that. Zverev follows it up with an ace down the tee. Hello, Sports and Politics. How you doing? Nerland, if you can lure him into the chat, I'm sure he'll say something slightly offensive. Goes T again on the +1. Felix defensive lob. It's just long. Wasn't nearly was really good from Felix, but not quite. Felix is not happy about something. Did he hit the roof?
Sorry?
Maybe it hit the roof. I think he wasn't happy about something.
Not sure if the roof is that low.
I know, but he was looking up and then, I don't know, good return from Felix. Slice forehand. Sasha comes in on the forehand. Ooh, yeah. That was a good volley from Zverev.
Just sneaks it over the tape.
He's had a couple very good volleys this tournament. Actually, there was 2 against Shelton that were ridiculous. And Sasha isn't someone that's known for his volleys. I don't know if Felix got there, but it's a great volley. Zverev with 2 points to close this game out. Misses the first. He'll beat Carlos. Oh, I don't want to watch Sinner Zverev again. It's so grim. I just don't. I don't voluntarily watch Zverev matches, because he's really boring. That's a good return from Felix. And he
Doesn't
goes
hit anything on it though. 2-all.
2-all. Games are getting closer, but there's no real trouble for anyone yet. I haven't had a look at a break point. Again, just showing Zverev sitting at 80% first serve. Just being able to land that is so crucial. Even if he's hitting, there he is.
There he is.
There he is. It's like we summoned him. Or maybe our producer just switched accounts and, is now just pretending to be no one. I don't think you can say that about yourself, Nerland. That's just a bit vain.
This is a decent rally.
This is first extended one of the match, you would have to say. Oh yeah, it's a great rally. Felix comes out on top, clipping the lines on multiple occasions. That backhand up the line from Sasha was so good. I thought Felix wasn't gonna be able to get there, but put enough on it for it to come up and down. Zverev not taking, it's classic Zverev, not really taking an aggressive second serve return position, standing right back. It's what Fritz was talking about when he was playing Musetti the other day. That, you know, if he feels like he doesn't have to put as much on it, if, you know, on that second serve, he doesn't feel like he has to hit an aggressive second serve. If Zverev, or in that case Musetti, is standing that far back because he knows he's not going to do that much with it, that he's going to be in a position to, you know, be scrambling. So yeah, Zverev, as you will see there, he's actually, you know, second serve now, he's standing further back than he was when returning the first, which is very interesting.
And that's a loose forehand. Felix right there.
That is a very loose forehand. Yeah.
Feels like I've gotten a few seconds ahead of you on stream again.
That's okay. I think we're not too dissimilar. I think it's okay. It's okay. We'll never be as bad as the Miami final. Like all three of us were on a completely different time zone. It was like
we were in different universes.
Yeah, 15 seconds later, I saw Mensik serve down a huge bomb after you guys had already seen it. Where's that Mensik? Where's he gone? Because he was crazy good. You don't see that very often. Unforced error from Sasha on the backhand side. Kind of feel as though neither of these two have got going yet. You kind of hope that they do, otherwise we could be in for like a 3-hour sort of like 3 tie breaks where neither of them, you know, create any break points.
Yeah, this is, I mean, so far the first chance that either of them have really had getting into the first game.
Yeah, 30-all here. Felix, that's 2 loose forehands, you'd say, in the game. Wants to find that first serve, you'd think. Probably go up the tee. I'm going to guess go up the tee. Maybe body. Does go
We'll
up
see
the
a
tee.
break point here.
Yeah, finds the pass. Finds the pass. So here we go. Break point Zverev. About 20 minutes into this first set. It's a great return from Sasha. And it's just got enough dip on it to bring it inside that line. Comes around the outside of the ball, actually. It's nice. Right. We all know what Zverev is like on big moments. So is he going to be passive or is he going to take initiative? Well, he's not going to get given an option because that's a big serve out wide. Mm-hmm. And Felix saves the break point. Nerland probably as in, do you want as in that we haven't heard of yet, or as in like I still will have even better 2026? Nice body serve from Felix there for his advantage, because I still think Maya Joint will continue to grow up the rankings. I don't think Mboka will have quite the season she had this year. You know, that's quite something to top. I think she'll probably linger somewhere around the 30 mark. Jovic obviously has had an excellent season. And I don't know, maybe a return to form for Mira Andreeva, because, you know, she had a horror end to 2025. Good hold from Felix.
Mm-hmm.
Saves the break point. And sits down at 2-3.
I think Valentoa is in for a good season next year.
I'm actually going to look. Because when you put me on the spot like that, I have to, and I'm trying to watch, I can't think about it properly. Hold on. What do you count as like What do you count as young and up and coming? As in, like, they have to be like younger than 21.
I mean, if it's got to be like under 21, like what is that? Is Noskova still 21? I think she could really break out next year.
Even though she already had a great year.
But... Who? Sorry?
Yeah, Noskova's 20. She's almost 21.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like she's someone who could be in the top 10 conversation next season.
Yeah, the Furitovas, that's a big...
That's a good point.
Well, it's you know, like, I think she's still like only 18, right? As in Linda is.
I think Linda's 20 now.
Is it? Linda is 20. Yes, you're right. Brenda's 18.
Brenda's younger.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they've still got time, but they've both fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, well, Brenda is obviously 18. Was ranked just inside the world's top 90. Now ranked 810. So, you know, that's...
I mean, she's dealt with some injury.
Yeah, huge injury problems.
I think...
I'm gonna be really biased here as well, and I'm gonna, you know, because, you know, I'm British, so I have to say this. I think Mimi Zhu will have an excellent 2026. I don't know if Carson knows who that is, but... Or, and I'm going to try not to botch this pronunciation. Stojlajevic? Something that's probably really wrong. But she's very good. She's 16. Did he make that?
He made that.
Wow, that's big. That's big from Sasha on the forehand. Yeah.
I think if we're going with like just players outside of the top 50, like I mentioned, Valentova, Sarah Balick, I think could have a good season next year. Going a little bit further down, Emerson Jones. I'm interested to see what she does next year.
I don't mind that. That.
She's still only, I mean, just turned 17. So
yeah.
She's still got a ton of time.
Sasha holds for 3-all with a big net cord. Jake, I actually don't mind that. I think Hannah's good in interviews. Assuming you are talking about Hannah Klushman. I think all three of them could potentially have very good careers. I think here comes Ghosty.
Hey, Ghosty.
I think Klushman probably needs another year to fully develop her game. I think there's obviously Stomjanovic is the youngest of the three, I believe, but she's like serving absolute bombs. It's something like she's serving like 110 at like 16 years old. It's yeah, it's a great return from Sasha. Backhand to back. Oh, first slice we've seen in the match. Hello, Felix. Felix is racing away in this game. 30 love.
Yeah.
Jake, Ghosty, and Nerlan. What a treat this is.
Another one on the WTA side that I'm looking forward to seeing. I don't think next year will be the year she breaks out, but a couple years from now. But Elisa Ofetia Breva, She's a Russian, as you can probably tell from her last name, but just turned 17. I'm really interested to see how she looks in a couple of years.
I think it's really interesting, especially on the women's tour, how I feel like age is less of a number than on the men's tour. I feel as though there are players that are like 17, 18 that can make such big impacts, but there are also players that are like 30 that can also make such big impacts, which is something that you don't really see on the men's tour. Well, less of, I'd say. If you're 17, 18, you can put a couple like big performances together, but physically keeping up with how like aggressively physical the men's tour is, it's a lot to cope with. That's why, obviously Fonseca had this huge gap in the middle of his season where he's done absolutely nothing. Like he's obviously won a title at the start of the year and a title at the end of the year. And he's had like an outrageous year, ranked 24 at the end of the year, where like is so great. But yeah, just there's like 6 months in there that he can really attack because he has pretty much not that much to think about defending. That spelling of Stomjanovic, by the way, Nalan, is perfect. Oh, Sasha leans on the. That's very nice.
Good point
nice.
for him.
Yeah, nice little 1-2.
Another part of that as well, like there's just the physical side on the men's tour that it just takes longer for players to develop there.
Yeah.
There's also less good opportunities for them to get points. Like on the WTA tour, there's actually like the 125 are like there's a decent amount of those.
Yeah.
And so there's just good places for if you are a young player that you can go get some decent money and some decent points in some of these tournaments. And the ATP, I mean, they don't really have a lot in between the 250s and some of the mid-level challenger events. Like there's only a handful of 125s even.
There's not enough 175s, in my opinion.
Yeah. There's not enough of those. And I mean, now they're going around and going to be cutting a lot more 250s as well. It's just going to get a lot more difficult to get points.
Excellent rally to finish it off, and it ends with Sasha just going wide. And Felix does hold. That was the longest rally of the match by far. Excellent striking. Sasha just unleashing on the backhand and actually on the forehand, which is nice to see. I'm not a Bristolian. Not quite. I'm about 30 minutes on the train from Bristol. I'll be very surprised if Carson could tell me on a map where Bristol is in the UK.
I mean, Bristol, that's a little bit further north, right? No.
Yeah, no. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, but I don't actually live that far from Jake. When I'm at uni, that is.
I live a long ways away from Jake.
You do live a long way from Jake. It's quite the trip if you were to go visit. Ghosty, are you rooting for him, or do you think he'll actually win? Or are you just saying that? Because there's a difference between rooting for someone and thinking that they'll win. But I actually do think the FAA will win anyway, so... I feel like we're inevitably heading to a tiebreak.
Feels like that.
Just the one break point so far. Goes to you've been listening to too much Elon Musk. Actually, any Elon Musk is too much Elon Musk. Sasha's he's pointing at something he's not happy with. Might be a light. If you could play on one court in the whole world, where would it be?
There's another medical situation.
Ah. We have
that's been happening a lot this week.
Yeah, medical situation in the crowd, so play has stopped, so they can get the attention that is required. We obviously hope that everything is okay. Yeah. Obviously, very distressing news of what happened earlier this week, and we hope everyone is okay. See, Sports and Politics, seems that someone is having a medical incident in the crowd, but it looks like we're about to get. Think things have been.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna start play.
Yeah, we're about to get back underway. Goes to a couple of days ago. 2 people died of heart attacks that were at the ATP Finals. Yeah, very distressing. Zverev starts us back up with an ace out wide.
Dirty love now.
Do you reckon Sasha wears the same chain the entire year? Because he seems to chew on it a lot.
It is the same one.
Just feels like at some point it's gonna it's gonna have to switch it. Just. But yeah, before we had the medical interruption, I said if you could play on any court in the world, where would it be?
If it had to be like an ATP or WTA court, I think Indian Wells.
Yeah,
probably my favorite. I mean, beautiful backdrop. That I know you can't really see that when you're inside of the stadium, like down on the court. But
yeah,
yeah, that one would be cool. I think Monte Carlo would be cool.
Yeah.
Someone said that in the chat.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, Jake said Monte Carlo. I saw him just put that and wasn't sure what that was in reference to.
Yeah.
That one would be cool. It's just a very unique situation, but I mean, there are some just really cool tennis courts around the world that they're not at tournaments or anything. They'll just be club courts or some private court that someone has built. But there's some really beautiful ones out there.
Yeah. Rome is one that I would definitely want to. Obviously, centre court at Wimbledon is very iconic.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also actually really like to play in Geneva because I think it looks really, really scenic and beautiful there. Felix goes long off the return.
There's a tennis court at Jumeirah, Maldives, Olahaldi Island. There's a tennis court on there. It's built right on the beach, surrounded by palm trees. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, bet you have to pay a shed load to play. If we were to ask our producer, he would say Estoril because that is the best tournament on the calendar. clearly. It will be a 250 again next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Damien is gutted and John is buzzing. Felix throws it up. I think that's possibly the first drop shot of the day. I would love nothing more, Jake, than to do that. Another unforced error from Sasha. 30 love, Felix. Yeah, sports and politics. You're not wrong. They're taking away. They're cutting down on the amount of 250s, even more so than what we had, and we're now creating a ceiling for those ranked 200 to 100. If they can only play like 100 challenger events or 75 challenger events weekly, they can't fully give themselves a real shot without having to play week in, week out of breaking into that top 100 and finding that spot in a big tournament. And it's silly that we keep doing this.
Gandesi said that they're cutting it down to 28, like this announcement that they just made earlier this week, and they want to cut more out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. There was one point. So, yeah, the 250, 500, 1000 system hasn't existed forever. But there was a very different system at some point before that. So, 30 all now. Felix Berry is a forehand into the net. A bad miss from him. But yeah, there was like the World Series, ATP World Series, which was the equivalent of the 250s now. And at one point there was 59 of them on the calendar. And now 28 is too many.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just all about the money.
Yep. But only for the top players.
Yeah.
And not even for them. It's for executives.
Yeah. And I don't think, we don't, as fans and as players, we don't want these 2-week challenges. 2-week challenges? That'd be crazy.
We don't want those either, but...
No, we don't. And it will be a break point for Alexander Zverev to kind of, you would think, consolidate this first set.
Mm-hmm. This is a couple of very bad points from Felix here.
Nelan Brenner is just very busy at law school, I believe. So I think it's kind of valid. Let's see. I think he goes wide. He goes body, gets away with it. That's a great body serve. Saves the break point.
Mm-hmm.
But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I feel like it's just a bit stupid at this point. Like, the season needs to be shorter as it is. As much as I hate to admit that, because why would we want to shorten something that we really like? But for the players' sake, the season does need to be shorter. Nice ace out wide from Felix to bring himself game point. So for me, the season should...
These guys are going to be playing tennis again in 6 weeks.
Yeah. Which, yeah. Who knows? Is that long? It is. Felix holds for 4-5. And that is a very good hold, saving break point. I know at the sit down, Zverev will have to come out and serve to stay in the set. I think for me, it's crazy that, you know, we keep pushing these like 2-week masters, especially when like 1-week masters are just the best on the calendar. Yeah. Like whenever Monte Carlo is like one of the best on the calendar for a reason. It's beautiful backdrop. It's excellent clay tennis. And you have like insane matchups from day one. But anyway, I'm sure something will change soon enough.
We
Well,
got some show up on second fans in the crowd, it seems. He'll be at this event in the not too distant future.
I'd say not next year, year after.
I think 2 years is realistic.
Yeah. Obviously, I think the people that were calling for top 10 for Zhao after he beat Rublev at the AO is, you know, a little crazy, but
yeah, that was insane. But it's been a fantastic year. Like he's top 35.
Yeah,
which is
he's top 30.
Really.
He's top 25.
Yeah,
but
he's well on his way to being seeded at the Australian Open.
He will be seeded at the Australian Open. And there's a small chance that he isn't. Has he just missed that? Well, Felix is in the game now. He's in the game. Love 15. Does he make a move? Yeah, very good chance that Fonseca will be in that 16 to 24 category for the AO if he plays any warm-up tournaments, because he has no points to defend, I believe. Second serve, what's Felix going to do? Go into the forehand? He doesn't go into the backhand. Well, Sasha kind of runs around it. Throws in a slice.
He did make that.
Throws in another slice. Oh, he makes it. Here we go. Love 30.
All right.
Here we go. This is crunch time for Felix now. What a winner, and what a time to bring it up. Novak is very cozy with the ATP. Yeah, it's why he keeps playing all their events, clearly. Finds the return. What can you do? Just no unforced errors. The slice seems to kind of work for Felix at the moment. He's kind of putting Sasha off. He goes long. 3 break points? 3 set points. Here we go.
Yeah, his first break points of the match.
Yep, and he has 3 of them. Well,
see if he can take advantage of this opportunity.
Felix got it to a tight situation. Pressure situation. Zverev making the errors, not putting anything as nearly as much on the ball. Goes out wide, makes the return. Forehand up the line. Zverev cross court. Throws in the slice again. Standard rally. Has he gone long? Oh, he's gone long. Okay.
It was a little bit long.
Smashed at it.
Good rally there.
Well, he's got 2 more opportunities. He's got 2 more opportunities to figure out how he's going to nick this first set off of Sasha. But again, Sasha's not doing a whole lot there that you feel like, yeah, he's going to take charge of these points. Where's he going to serve? Into the forehand. He goes wide, misses. Where does he go now?
That's a big decision.
Ooh.
Saves another one.
Saves it. Oh, that's an excellent second serve. Felix moved to that backhand down the line. Just a little micro step. Missed it. Can Sasha bail his way out? Can he get out of this situation? We will see. Was he serving? Maybe into the body? Sasha goes.
We'll go down to T here.
Goes up to serve again. Serves out wide. It's a good return from Felix. And oh my god, that must have literally just clipped the line. Goes cross court,
Wow.
cross. Oh, he saves another. It's another error from Felix. Wow. Juice. Here we go.
This is the part of the game that Zverev is so good at, though, because he can just lock down defensively and make you out-hit him. And there's not a lot of players that can actually do that.
Yeah. We're coming up to, 50 minutes, just before the hour. Still in this first set. Oh, what's happened? I don't...
We'll see it.
Sasha goes out wide. Felix return. Oh, no. That's a bad miss from Sasha. That's a nervous miss from Sasha.
All right. Set point number 4 now.
Oh.
Felix has gotten another chance.
He's got...
Let's see if he can take it.
Where does he serve? Backhand. Has to make the first serve.
On the tee at this point. But
yeah, goes down
he's
the tee. Felix makes it. Just watching it. Oh, he's absolutely nailed it. What a forehand.
Mm-hmm.
Bang. That is... the angle on that forehand is so good.
I was so aggressive on that.
Very
confident.
And that is extra impressive from Felix. The fact that he obviously saw those 3 break points, saw those 3 set points come and go. Was gifted an absolute lifeline. I mean, Sasha's probably thinking about that volley now. Puts that away 99 times out of 100. We're going 3. Already a call from our producer that we're going 3. Not sure. Right, I will be. Just give you 2 seconds.
All right. Good first set in between these two. A bit of excitement at the end. Both of them having break points in the last serve key for the other. Zverev wasn't able to convert though. with his breakpoint at 4-4, and then Felix needed a fourth chance to hold on to this first set. Up a set to love now. So my prediction of Zverev in 2 sets is out the window. Yeah. We'll see, though, if it goes 3. Felix has been playing well. Did well keeping his nerves in that last game there. It's going to be very interesting now to see how Zverev comes out at the beginning of the second set. Definitely had his chances to jump ahead. So I just wonder mentally where he's at right now. Zverev's coming back on court. I think he just went off to either go to the bathroom or get a change of clothes. I think 67% on first serves is pretty good. It's around his average for the year, I think.
I don't know what I've come back to, but Ghosty talking about my my soft, lovely hair is not particularly what I was thinking I was going to come back to, but that's okay.
That second set about to begin. Felix serving.
Felix serving as well. That's always a bonus. Could have a repeat.
Yeah.
Would just cruise through to 5-4. Felix takes advantage. I appreciate you flirting with me, Ghosty. It's very kind of you.
That serves a little bit off the tee.
Oh, yeah, just misses.
The second serve must have been right on the line.
Yep. It's a good return from Sasha as well, from that deep in the court. That's a little bit of a wild forehand. Looks a little bit agitated, I'd say, Sasha at the moment.
Yeah.
Keeps looking at his team, think like, what am I doing? There you go.
Nephew looks a little agitated as well.
Yes, he does. The bonds of father, son, and nephew.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great serve.
40 love now.
Felix looking to close this out and really stamp his authority on this match.
This is a fairly simple game.
That is a very simple game. Simple as you get. From Felix. Excellent. Felix holds for love 1.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were off. I was wondering aloud how Zverev was going to come out mentally in the second set after he had a break point to go up 5-4.
Yeah.
And then, had a pretty terrible service game where he gets broken to lose the set.
Yeah.
Early returns are not looking good for him so far.
Yeah. Pretty poor service game at 5-4. Had no real control over any of the points. Although he did bail his way out to juice. Felt like, that volley on top of the net, should never be missing that. Club players should be missing that.
I would miss that.
I would probably miss that too in this situation because I feel like it's obviously a lot of pressure, but, we can just say that.
Yeah. No, I have never had hair like Fergus.
It's okay. I used to have hair like Carson.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not. Never said it was.
Nerlon did.
Yeah. It just scares me that I could pass Nerlan in the street and I would never know it's him.
You would know it's you though.
He was terrified, which is even worse. Yeah. Some guy comes up to me and is just tells me oh, hi Fergus, and I'm like, who the hell are you? And it's oh, I'm Nerlan, and I'm like, oh my god.
At least we have some idea of what Jake looks like.
Yeah, I know what Jake looks like.
Yeah,
if I knew, if I passed Jake in the street, I would know it's Jake.
If it was Nerlon or Ghosty.
No idea. Literally zero idea. As you say, it's even worse that they know exactly who I am, but I have no idea who they are. Right. Not sure about that one, Ghosty. That one's lovely forehand from Felix. Apologizes for the small net cord. Sorry, not net cord.
40-15.
Still relatively easy for Sasha to probably hold here. Just wants to wrap it up. Get a look at Felix's serve again. Misses the first serve out wide. I have to agree, producer, he is a forehand king. Felix has actually been returning very well on the backhand, though. As Felix goes
has
along.
been today.
Felix goes along. Not too many issues in that game, Sasha. It's following me around, and I don't like it. Is it not going to reach? Just trying to charge my iPad. It's going to struggle to reach because these streams drain the absolute life out of my.
Yeah, these absolutely kill my computer.
Yeah,
I have a very old computer. I need to upgrade, but I don't think I could get through even 2 sets without my computer dying.
I don't know if it's fitting for me. I think, sorry, you were obviously Ghosty is talking about, Americans being eliminated. I think that Shelton should be American number 1.
I think he is. I think I will be.
Not this week, no. Shelton's at 9 in the rankings, I think. Or maybe I No. Fritz will end the year. American number one for sure. And I feel like Fritz has had, he's had a fine year, but like compared to him last year, obviously made that US Open final, his first Slam final, and then the ATP Finals final. It's just not quite the same year, and you know, Shelton has had a Masters this year. You know, had a very competitive year. AO semi-finals. You know, did great in slams. Yeah, just feel like Shelton is very much knocking on the door. As Felix holds very easily for 1-2. Shot off the TJ. He's loving it, clearly.
He's having a good time.
Yeah, which is our producer makes a good point there. Obviously, WTA finals, none of them made the final. Yeah, I was kind of thinking Anisimova would make the final, but obviously ran into Sabalenka in the semis, which is obviously a tough one. I don't know, maybe is Anisimova gonna have a better year next year than she had this year? Is Anisimova gonna pull a keys at the Australian Open? That's a better question.
I mean, pull the keys by like winning it, maybe. Yeah. But I mean, keys came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And if Anisimova were to win it, that would not be surprising.
Yeah, no. It wouldn't be surprising. Who would have to win for you to say pull a keys?
I'm going to look at the rankings.
I guess Pegula, actually. If Pegula won, I think that'd be...
Her level's been high enough for long enough.
Time's running out for...
Yes. I do think time is running out, but she's put herself in position. Like several of times. Like I'm thinking like Alexandrova.
Wow. Okay.
Like to me that would be a keys, or like Emma Navarro.
That was your call last year.
She was my finalist call last year.
Yeah. She went out second round?
Quarterfinals to Iga.
Oh. Yeah. Of course. Sorry, yeah. Felix takes the first
it wasn't
point.
it actually wasn't like a terrible pick, even though I got it very wrong. My entire thinking going into that was like, Iga doesn't do well in Australia. So he's not going to be there then.
No, I don't hate it. Yeah, that's fair. Felix in this Sanchez service game now finds the return at love 15, hits the big forehand Sanchez. That's just such a good backhand. And that is a bit wild from Felix.
I think Vondrousova would be in the same conversation.
Vondrousova?
Of like pulling the keys.
No, because she's already won a slam, so that doesn't count.
That's true.
She's already won a slam. You can't. If you've already won a slam, you can't pull a keys because, you know, unless Keys is going to win the AO back-to-back. What are the odds she wins the AO again, by the way?
I'd say like, I don't know if I would give her more than 5% chance.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Really, after the North American hardcourt swing, that was in the spring. She didn't have a great year after that. And she was dealing with some injuries throughout a lot of that period. So, like, that has some effect. But
I mean, it would be quite something if she did. Wow. Double from Sasha. And it's 2 break points for Felix.
Well, that's a great serve to save one of them.
This has been a really poor service game from Sasha. That is a great serve to save the first. What's he going to do with the second one? Seven aces apiece in this match so far. Another break point for Felix. Makes the return. You feel he was there. It was a good return. Nephew's a bit more happy now. No Alexiala content for 2 weeks. 2 whole weeks. Our producer is clearly feeling unwell. Jeez.
Oh my. I thought that was in.
We will see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just long. Just long. Oh, that is close. Felix just getting away from it. That's tough. Had the 2 break point opportunities, and on the second one, you feel as though he was there. He was there. It was a good return, pushed Sasha very deep. We've had a singular drop shot in this entire game.
In the entire match.
In the entire match, we've had a singular drop shot. Neither of these two are known, really, I guess. For
I'll be back in just a second here.
No worries. Sasha does hold for 2-all. That's a good hold, saves 2 break points. Feel as though Felix could have done a little bit more with that second one. Obviously, the first one was a great serve out wide. Yeah, I don't know where Felix is at mentally right now, if he's going to take any strain from not taking those 2 break points. But Felix isn't someone that tends to sort of, I guess, linger on these, not taking break points. So we'll see. Felix starts his service game. Down the tee. Didn't think, thought about coming in, but hit the net tape. So shuffles back, throws in a slice, and that one's kept low, and Felix pushes it long. Well, Zverev is now in the service game. We'll see what he can do. That one kept very low. Yeah, and that is a cricket shot. That is a cricket shot. Felix with a little smile. Felix serves, goes into the Sasha forehand to forehand exchange. That is wild. Tries to go up the line and barely makes it in the tram lines. Now, here we go, Zverev. Looking to make his move. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Love 30. Here we go. Two pretty poor points from Felix, not gonna lie. Finds the forehand, but Sasha goes long with the return. Or does... Yes, he does.
That's a monster backhand.
Yeah, I've just looked up at the screen. That's a great return to start things off. Yeah, that's just way too good from Sasha. Finally, a shake of the racket. You see so little emotion from Alexander on court. 2 break points. So, can Zverev do what Felix couldn't and take the break? Very nice backhand winner down the line. First break point. Serve with an ace out wide. Save with an ace out wide. So it's a nice. It could be an actual repeat of last game, but just the other way around.
A beautiful serve.
What's Felix got in the tank?
They're not able to return this one, so
that's a great serve. We are at
saves both of
juice,
them.
and Zverev berating his box.
Zverev's now 0 for 4 on break points, I believe.
It's 2 very good serves from Felix, though. I have to think. So Juice here misses the first serve. Yeah, our producer is right. It's very on brand for Sasha to be whining about something. Second is into the backhand, is into the net from Alexander. So, point for Felix to nudge ahead again. I feel like it's very different in that circumstance. You know, Zverev didn't get a look at the break points. You know, found the 2 first serves. Felix with a game point, misses the first.
He's very good. Felix holds, saving a couple of break points.
Nice forehand to hold as well.
Zverev's on his turn and still whining about something.
Not happy.
Yeah.
Not happy about something. Learnt Tien, as in he's already learnt, or is he still a learner? Oh, that was good. That was good. Persimmon? What the hell is that? Persimmon. What? Oh, excellent. Nearly, but because I'm British, it didn't sound how you wanted it to sound. So I've actually got away with one there. You have to factor in my Britishness, no, before you try that again. Such a fiddling around in his box for something. Maybe some tape for his fingers. Looks like it will be. Sitting at 2-3 here in the second set. Felix obviously took the first set 6-4 after kind of stealing it from Zverev. That volley on top of the net will probably, I'd like to think, still be sitting with Zverev that he missed, which was pretty brutal. Should never be missing that. Jake is back, and Sasha will be serving momentarily. If Felix breaks here, is that game so much?
I don't know. Yeah, it's not. We talk about Zverev sometimes crumbling under these big moments. It's not like Felix has never done that.
No, absolutely not.
So I do wonder, like, if you get to that point with the weight of, if you win 2 games, you're in the ATP Finals semifinals.
Yeah.
It's not quite slam pressure, but it's not 500 pressure.
No, this is technically the 5th biggest tournament on tour, right?
Mm-hmm. It certainly feels smaller than some of the 1000s.
Yeah. Some of them feel like they're worth more.
Yeah. So I would also say it's worth more than some of the 1000s as well.
What a rally. What a rally.
Mm-hmm.
Superb from Felix. That change, the switch on the forehand, so good. But again, it's Felix who's changing it. It's not Sasha. He doesn't do the switch. Almost bails himself out of jail, but the backhand's good enough. Can't get there. That's possibly the longest rally of the match.
It was 26 shots. I think it's the longest.
Zverev now again under big pressure.
Mm-hmm. And he missed the first serve.
Well, I wonder. Or was it just a let? It was a let. Or was it? No, it wasn't let. Yeah, he's still got a ball in his pocket.
All right. 15:30 now up to this point.
Oh, Felix, it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Are we disappointed with that?
A little bit sloppy.
Obviously, he's standing so far back, but it's like Medvedev sort of return position, but like he would be thinking that he can make that.
Ooh. It's another sloppy point from Felix here. Forehand gets away from him. $30 all.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh no! What's that? Wait! No! Don't tell me! Don't tell me! Something has happened. I'm not gonna look. Serves down the tee. Oh no! Oh, Sasha. That's a bad one.
Yep.
That is a bad one. If Felix breaks here, that is the 2 times that Felix would have broken in this match. It would have been because of absolutely shocking volleys on top of the net.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of slicing here during this point.
What's Zverev got? Let's run you through the point. Goes up, goes out wide. Felix makes the return on the backhand. Nice slice. Yeah, a bit of slice. A bit more height over the net on that slice as well from Felix. Leans on the backhand. Goes into the forehand. Bit of an angle there from Sasha. Sasha gets away with it because his backhand's that good. Oh, and he misses it into the net on the backhand pass. Maybe it was there.
So we're deuce after that.
Our producer is right. The night is young. You feel free to say whatever you wish about Alexander Zverev. Goes into the forehand.
Yeah.
It's a big forehand from Felix. Makes the switch. Drop shot. That's way too. That's nowhere near good enough.
That's not very good.
Nope.
Advantage, Zverev.
I think that's 4 games in a row we've had break points. That's way too much height on it from Felix. It was, as I say, these two are not known for their craftiness at the net. Neither of these two have the greatest skills.
Back to deuce. Zverev honestly hasn't been playing that terribly, but it's been some questionable decision making at some very important points today.
It's also some very big misses.
Yeah.
At very big points. You feel as though it's.
We got a Wii Sports tennis points right here. Both of them up at the net. I think that's the first time this has happened today.
Absolutely. You literally never see this. Between these two especially. Never ever.
Decent volleying, actually. This game has went past 7 minutes now.
I believe it's Tom. Just to spoil it for you, Damien. Jake. Very strange. Sasha actually looks like at some point he's Those are some. Not gonna lie, those are some lazy forehands. That looks like some lazy forehands from some Zverev.
Yeah, that was a strange point from him.
Seems like that was all when he was picking up those balls at his feet. He was just using his wrist. He wasn't moving at all.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Felix should moonball him. See if that gets him. Could possibly work, to be honest, with the way that Zverev's been volleying. And
I mean, he's already missed one really bad overhead today, so.
Another nice serve. Producer, I think that's because no one wants to voluntarily watch Sinner Dimino.
And another bad volley here.
It's another volley miss. And we go on.
Yeah, I don't think I'm able to tomorrow.
I probably could. Speaking of Skupski, obviously made the semi-finals of the doubles ATP Finals.
Zverev just got a time violation warning.
Yep, and that's not going to help things. He's just going to get really agitated and yeah. Zverev at deuce now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the longest game of the match by far.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like some players just play so well coming out of a time violation warning.
Yeah.
And others don't.
Some of them do not.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Stefanos Tsitsipas after a time violation warning might be the best tennis player in history. Honestly.
Oh, that's Felix. Felix can't miss those. I will probably be available to watch Dimonor get his, hopefully not get a small beatdown from Mr. GJS. Sorry. And finally puts away the overhead, and we have 3-all. Zverev changing his racket.
Yeah, I think it's new balls now.
No.
So you do after.
Is it after every?
Well, they do after 7, and then it's every 9 games after that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. If we had a confrontation, as in if I fought Carson, this is the problem. I would never fight Carson. Carson's a very nice guy. I would have to see Carson in person first, which, you know, I would have to travel the Atlantic first, or he would have to travel the Atlantic. But I don't actually know how tall Carson is, funnily enough, because, you know.
Ghosty, how did you know I'm 8 feet tall?
How tall are you?
Not 8 feet.
I didn't think you were. I'd be very impressed. You're hiding it very well if you were.
Yeah. I'm a 6'1".
Felix starts with an ace out wide. And another, well, pretty much an ace up the tee. 30 love. No, I think Zach's probably. I think if you put something in front of Zach, he'd do a good job, and nice volley from Felix, showing as Zverev has done. Races to 40 love, looks to close this one out, put the pressure back on Zverev. Oh, it was a very flat return from Zverev, and that backhand up the line is also very flat and tough one to deal with from Felix. Yeah, I can do Dimonor. So no, confirmed. Felix still looking to close this game out.
It was looking like it was going to be pretty straightforward at one point, but...
Was that just a crazy return, or is that a double?
I think that was a double.
I was about to say. That was a very nonchalant return from Zverev if that wasn't a double. 40-30 now. Felix has a few things to think about. Goes down the tee into the Zverev forehand. Zverev really leans on it.
Interesting.
Oh, here we go. So from 40 love to juice, what can Zverev do now? How far back will he stand? Will he try attack? Will Felix change it up? Maybe a 7 volley. Whoa. I know we're getting a bit crazy with that, but Felix is very one-dimensional as a player. Doesn't switch it up too much.
I would put the over-under for how many serve and volleys we're going to see from him at like 0.5.
Yep, I think that's fair. Nice serve up the tee. Can't get a hold of the return. Felix with another point to close this one out for 3-4. I always like on Google how the icons of the players are always so old.
Yeah.
Zverev looks like it was taken about 7 years ago. That's good depth on the forehand from Felix. And again, it's almost a crazy pass, but into the net, and Felix holds for 3-4. I mean, Felix's hair in that photo is very different to his hair.
Yep.
So does Zverev start feeling it a little bit again after we getting to pretty much the same spot we did this time last set? Feel as though we could have a repeat unless Zverev really steps up his game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in spite of how this last service game for Felix went, it does feel like Zverev is closer to losing a service game than Felix is.
Mm. Feel as though Zverev's more vulnerable on serve than Felix is at the moment.
Felix is returning very well today. Yeah, his decision making with his positioning has been great. He's been executing pretty well.
Who is Eric Clapton?
Eric Clapton, I think he's a musician.
Mm. How many does this stadium hold? Do you know?
Is it 14,000?
How much does Ash hold? 40? 30, 35?
23.
Oh, 23.
Yeah.
Really?
What? Yeah. It's not that big.
It's not that much bigger than Centre Court then.
Yeah.
Centre Court holds, I think, at max like 21.
Okay. I was gonna say like 18 or 19.
I think at absolute max it's like 21. Wasn't the cleanest return from Felix, but well, Zverev nets off the first point.
Turin holds 15,000.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch that comment from our producer, actually. I'm just going to leave that there.
Yeah.
Again, misses the first.
He's being influenced by the bad boys in the chat.
He is. I'm disappointed in our producer. Here we go. What can Felix do? How aggressive does he go on this second serve? It's a big second from Sasha. But he's missed it. Wow. I mean, it
Love 30 now.
It doesn't need to be that big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need to be that big. Well, Sasha under real big pressure now. Kind of feel like he's serving to stay in it. Even if we're still on serve here. Out wide. 1-2 punches, really good. Comes to the net. Yep. It's a start for Zverev. The Zverev in straights is looking pretty unlikely at the moment.
Yeah, it's been I'm just coming to terms with the fact that that's not going to happen.
Zverev complaining about something. I wonder how many tournaments in a year Zverev complains about something.
Depends on how many he plays.
Say he played like 25 tournaments in a year.
He would complain about 25 different things.
That's fair.
And there's always something. This is
There's
just who he
always
is.
something.
He's gotten
Whether
into
he's-
30 all though in this game.
That's a great serve. Whether he's losing to Comensana or whether he's getting a beat down from Alcaraz or playing a tight 3-setter with, like, I don't know, it's Fritz, always complaining about something. Now, 30 all, does he miss a volley on top of the net? We've seen it twice already. Okay.
Makes this one.
I was about to say they actually had the opportunity to miss it. Our producer's completely gone off the rails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Are you referring to Baghdad, Arizona, or Baghdad, California?
Or are you referring to Baghdad, Afghanistan?
Baghdad is not in Afghanistan.
It's not. By where is Baghdad again?
Iraq.
That's the one. Sorry. Apologies.
Talking about U.S. cities, so he meant either Arizona or California.
Zverev does hold from the left eddy down.
Why is Houston, Texas your favorite city in the U.S.?
Do you live there?
Me?
No.
No,
Does Nerlan live there? I literally have no idea. Like, I think it was like this must have been months ago, maybe like 6 months ago. I was on a stream with Damien, and Nerlan was like closing in on Damien's exact position. Like, it was a little bit strange.
Okay.
It was like progressively he was like guessing, and he was like, "Yeah, Ghost, you're getting a little closer, maybe a bit too close."
A bit too close.
Yeah. Zverev at love 15 now. It's the first time we've seen that in a while, but a good serve from Felix gets us to 15 all. I haven't come to the US in a good 11 years. It's been 11 years since I've crossed the pond. Have you ever been to the UK?
I have not.
You have not. That's another good serve from Felix. Would you ever want to come to the UK?
I would go to the UK.
Do you think it'd be a really big culture shock for you if it was? Oh, Vanch is here.
Hey guys.
Where did that come from? Did not see.
Yeah, where are you?
Can you guys see me?
I can see you, but I now cannot see me.
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Interesting. Let me
Very
see. I just
interesting.
added myself to the stage.
Carson, can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see Fergus. I can't see Vanch.
I can't see myself.
Let's see.
Weird.
I can't see myself either.
Yeah. Honestly, that was a little bit of a jump scare to just hear your voice.
Oh yeah.
Coming out of my screen.
I could have written in the chat or
Like,
something.
God? Is that you?
So, what do you
Felix.
guys think about this match so far?
Honestly,
It's
it's
been-
been
Go on.
there have been moments of excitement, but it's been pretty boring.
Yeah.
Have you seen most of it?
Yeah, I have. There's definitely been some chances for Felix to get this break and kind of, stamp his authority on it. But
I feel as though it's where you feel like he's had multiple opportunities to wrap this up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
like break and then hold, which he has been doing so easily, which he does right there for 4-5. But he just hasn't taken them, and Felix has saved the break points very well. Hasn't really given Sasha a look in on break points. But then again, it's just Felix is in these break points and he just hasn't taken them. But yeah, what have you seen? I assume you've seen the 2 misses on top of the net from Sasha to bring up break point, and
at the net has been pretty poor in this match so far.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah.
Missing a lot of routine, easy volleys, sitters into the net on the forehand, like the one that he missed. That kind of cost him that basically cost him the first set.
Yeah, well, it did. He brought it all the way back to juice, and then missed that really. Like pros should 99 times out of 100 he makes that.
Yeah.
But obviously not today. Now, bigger question is: does Sasha have a repeat of the first set and feel the pressure and cough up the win?
Honestly, this feels like this match is being played on Felix's terms so far.
Yeah.
Like it's been all about can his forehand, pass the test, and can he serve his way out of trouble like he's been doing so far on the break points, and like can he actually in the big moments like just finish this off? Because if Zverev can get it to a tie break and then potentially win a point or two on Felix's serve, like it really does feels like it's on Felix's racket, and it just comes down to nerves and finish line pressure.
Yeah. Can we all see each other now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is better, and I can see you too.
A lot better.
I can see myself. I couldn't see myself earlier, so.
I couldn't see myself either, so it was a little weird.
Interesting.
That is a horror forehand from Sasha.
Yeah.
And that's like 3 or 4 of them in the last couple games. His nephew's looking distressed again. So, it's pretty bad. I feel like in these moments, Sasha doesn't take enough time between points. Obviously, he's already had a time violation, but he doesn't, like in the big points, he doesn't take enough time to kind of, give himself that reset.
He plays as fast as anyone in the entire tour. Like, he doesn't really take breaks.
It's not quite Kyrgios sort of style, but like...
Well, Kyrgios isn't really on the tour, so...
True. But didn't Kyrgios say in an interview like a couple weeks ago that like something is like he's turned a corner and like he's like been playing consistently and like his knee hasn't been swelling up and stuff, and like everything's kind of like looking towards...
I didn't see anything about that, but
great volley from Sasha.
I don't really go out of my way to look for Nick Kyrgios content.
Nope, neither do I. I think I just saw it passing by, and to be honest, I wasn't like... I could say for sure that I was not jumping for joy when I found out. So
yeah, I really hope Sabalenka beats him in the battle.
That's just the biggest bunch of BS ever.
It is.
Like, it's really, for me, it's disrespectful. It's all sorts of wrong, and it's like it kind of just mocks the original, outlook of why they did it, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, this is 30 also.
Felix is 2 points away.
Really close here.
Yeah, Felix needs to make sure that, on the third or on the fourth shot of the rally, he can get a forehand. And then it's just about being able to maneuver Zverev and put himself in a position where he can actually put this away, because he's been knocking on the door. So
I think this is like the 4th or 5th service game in a row that he's been knocking on the door.
Yeah. Zverev is just trying to hang on, it feels like, for most of this set.
Yeah.
So
A bit of a poor point from Felix.
that return dropped in.
Yeah.
Just again, he got a little too.
Oh. It's almost like he got it. So it's almost like he got too excited that return actually landed.
I was
And he
just
was
about to
like-
say excited actually, because he got there so quickly to make a forehand happen. He was just desperate.
Yeah, he was like, if I can absolutely nail this forehand down the line.
Right.
Well, Sasha
You
with
had
the game.
Felix beating Carlos in the semifinals?
It's a good serve from Sasha. Holds for 5-all.
Yeah, I guess Felix and Carlos haven't played indoors since like Basel 2022. So
Must have
be
been.
a long time.
Yeah, this is a bold prediction.
The thing is, like Felix is an indoor. He's very strong indoor, but I still think Alcaraz has more. Obviously, Alcaraz's weakest surface is arguably this, but I still feel like Alcaraz comes through. That Norrie match was a big deception of his indoor game, I feel.
Yeah, that's more of just a Paris Masters issue rather than indoor issue.
Uh-huh.
And I guess also matchup with Cam and how low he keeps the ball and just how in general he's played Alcaraz very tough, except for their Wimbledon quarterfinal.
Yeah, that was a depressing hour and a half. Zverev can't miss that return. Cannot miss that return.
I feel like he's not really been able to, get the most of his backhand to backhand edge in this match because, he's been missing some rally ball backhands and some serves, some second serve returns. You don't normally see him miss.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. Cam is probably number one, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Which kind of, I guess, makes Lerner Tien world number 0, right? Or like.
Oh yeah.
Oof. I feel like the pass was there for Felix, but the backhand is not.
I feel like Zverev is trying to mask a lot of the issues that he's having from the baseline by just getting forward and, trying to apply some pressure. And I guess that's what's keeping him in the set so far.
But it's not where he's comfortable, which is kind of why it looks like it's a scrap every single game to, get through.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like Felix lately has also gotten a lot of jams and tight matches with just his, getting a lot of unreturned serves, and he's been winning a lot of tie breaks and deciding sets. So I do kind of think,
Oh, this is a really nice forehand from Felix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Again, looks relatively simple to hold. Felix has been bossing this, you feel. Hasn't had has had the opportunities to break, but as in Zverev has, sorry, but hasn't got close to actually completing the transaction of the break. Hasn't been close, really. Net call.
Terrible.
That slice is a good play from Felix as well because it brings Zverev in not on his terms, and then it's not where Zverev is comfortable
At all. So we hit the hour mark in this set. Felix guarantees himself a breaker at least. feel as though I don't know. Zverev, as in, this is the problem. Like Zverev, holds for a tiebreak, then suddenly Felix finds himself 3-1 down in like 2 minutes because he's made a sloppy forehand error, and then suddenly we're going 3 and Zverev is everywhere. Just takes a bad tiebreak from Felix.
Yeah, it just takes a couple of bad points at the start, and that's the set pretty much. Well, that's how a lot of these matches are, to be honest. In Turin.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be even more extreme, I guess, the first couple of editions of Turin. They've actually slowed it down a little bit more, where it's not so lightning fast anymore.
This is like slowest it's been in 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I would still say it's a fast court because there's altitude and also,
Yeah. It's not. It's
39-ish, but it's not like 43, 44, where it felt like you were playing in the 90s.
It's not like Paris slow by any means.
No, yeah. I mean, Paris, they slowed down a lot this year. This was like the slowest I've seen Paris in like years.
What was it, like 36 points, I think?
I think even lower, like 33 or 32. It was really slow. Oh, wait, no. It was more like 35, actually. Yeah, Shanghai was 32.
That is so slow.
There's love 15 here.
What?
Yeah.
Zverev needs to win.
Like, Zverev completely, like, rushing there. Just charged in on a ball that, like, he had so much time on. Well, again, how many times have we seen love 15 on the Zverev service game? Misses the first.
Oh, Felix. Felix in control of this point, but just lets it slip away.
That was a rough one because he had literally Zverev just all over the court, and he had a really good backhand down the line earlier in the point that you thought, okay. I mean, Felix had a chance to maybe come in there to the net.
I was literally just about to say that.
But he just stayed back, and I think should have come in. I think if he comes in, he wins that point. Well, he does hit a good first serve return here, so he is in this point at 15-0, and yeah, I guess he's Zverev hit forehands, which right now is a good tactic.
Hits the net tape. 15-30. 2 points away again.
Yeah. Also, if Felix wins this, he will finish the year in the top 5.
Which is crazy.
Unless Divinor beats Sinner, which is not happening. So yeah.
Right, that's not happening. 30 all here. Great serve from Zverev on that point.
Excellent. It's just the why we love the sport, how close you can be to winning and yet how far away.
Yeah. Let's see if he actually comes up with another first serve here at 30 all.
He does come out with a first serve. It's actually a good return from Felix.
Yeah.
A backhand down the line is really strong. Gets away
Felix
from him.
more backhands in that point, so.
Yeah.
Obviously the play.
about to come into the 2-hour mark. This set's been going on for about an hour and 5. Felix just stretching out a little bit.
That's a good point from Zverev. Close it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicely done.
Tiebreak time.
Yeah, Zverev pulls it out the fire. Here we go.
Any predictions for this tiebreak?
I really don't want it
Yeah,
to be
I think it
Zverev.
really depends on the first point. If Felix.
Such bold
I mean,
predictions.
look, this year, I think Felix has been better in tiebreaks, just generally. But now this is obviously like maybe the biggest tiebreak he's played, like, outside of, I guess. Oh yeah, probably the biggest tiebreak at this point. So
I'm gonna go Felix 7-5.
I think Felix is going to pull it out.
Zverev 7-5. Just
Zverev
because,
7-5.
mostly because I'm worried that Felix might.
That's a lovely start, though.
Yeah, no nerves on that point.
And also, I don't want to copy you, so yeah.
I just come up with the original ideas. You see, because no one else could have possibly thought that Felix would win 7-5. It's all about how many first serves Zverev makes in this tiebreak. If he can land, 4 or 5, you feel as though he's there.
Felix hitting a good neutralizing return on the first serve.
That's a big forehand. Switch.
Oh, and yeah, he's going down the line with
Here
the
we
forehand,
go.
which is a really good sign if you're worried about his nerves. So
yeah, it's a perfect start.
He gets the knee break. So can he hold on? It really does. It has felt like he's been the better player, since like 4-0 in the first set. It's just a matter of can he put this away.
Absolutely. Ever since that the 2-wall break point for Zverev, as a big kicker, as a heavy kicker actually from Zverev. Ever since 2-2 in the first set, where Zverev had a break point, you feel as though from that moment, Felix was the better player.
Yes.
1-2 in this tiebreak. 2-1, sorry, in this tiebreak. Felix with the next 2 points to serve.
This first point gets away from him.
Oh, he's pushed it. 2-2.
That's one of those backhands that you see sometimes from him, where he just gets so close to his body and just kind of like just can't really set his feet up in time.
Wants to stay ahead.
He's back on serve now, right? So
Zverev kind of running around the forehand to hit the backhand, and didn't use his legs at all, and just a ricochet off the racket and it's into the net. 2-3. 7-5 still on. Either way. Key point for Felix here. Change over at 4-2 is very different to change over at 3-0.
Oh. Tough drop shot here from Felix.
Oh,
Oh, I feel like that was an unintended. It wasn't a drop shot. It was more supposed to be a slice. Just didn't get enough on it.
He was trying to hit
change
that
over at
low
3-0.
slice, that has worked pretty well against him. That has worked well against Zverev, but just didn't get it right. If Felix wins this match, there is an argument that I guess since like August, he's been like the third best player in the world. Like you could argue that.
Yeah,
Easily.
I would actually.
Like since Cincinnati, probably.
I actually think he already has been. I mean, I don't think there's anyone else that really sticks out to me.
Yeah, because like he's basically been losing to Sinner. Like it's basically been Cincinnati, U.S. Open, semis. I guess Shanghai he lost to Rinderknecht in the quarters, but he makes the Paris win,
so did
and
everyone,
he wins
right?
another title, and it's like he basically would go from like 28 to 5 in like 3 months.
Mm. Well, Zverev wins his 2 points for 3-4. Felix with the next 2. Misses the first. Zverev's got to see this as his time to strike.
That's a nice shot from Felix. It's a ton of pressure on Zverev here.
That's
Zverev
very
doing
good.
so much with the second serve return, and Felix just dictating with the forehand.
Yeah, that's very good from Felix. Well, both of our predictions are still on.
Feels like any balls, like middle of the court, or like not in like the third of Felix's backhand. It feels like he's going to punish.
Serve out wide. It's a yeah. Is he?
Oh, did he make that smash?
Yes, he did.
Made it,
Oh
right?
my word!
Okay.
I thought
That was very close. That was very close to the
missed it.
sideline.
I thought he missed it.
Yeah, I thought I was holding my breath because I thought for a second it went wide, but I guess he made it.
Oh, I mean, it's close, but I don't think he would want it to be that close.
Yeah. Ooh. He will
So,
be
4-5.
He's up by 4.
4-5. Does Zverev make the first serve? Does he take a little bit off the first serve?
Ooh. Decent rally here.
Yeah.
Oh, go Felix's way. 2 match points now.
Here we go.
Yes, he did manage to get a lot on the return, and then.
Well, if everyone does their job, and Zverev holds this point, and then Felix takes on his own serve,
yeah,
I will have been correct.
Looks like you're in a good position right now in terms of your score, but.
Zverev winning 7-5 doesn't seem too likely.
Yeah, it's almost like your prediction of Zverev in straights.
Is that out? It's out. Felix wins.
Felix Auger-Aliassime, what a win!
Makes it 2 in a row against Zverev, and I guess first time out of the groups of the ATP Finals, and also a top 5 position. And I think that's pretty much confirmed, borderline, like 99% there. So
you give Divino 1%.
No, I think that's too high. But yeah,
I think that's fair. What a performance from
good for
Felix,
Divino to make it out of the group and make the semis. But generally, I give him no chance against Sinner. But what a great result for Felix.
Arguably the tougher group, I would say. Is that fair?
Oh yeah, definitely the tougher group, no doubt.
Yeah. The tougher group, that's an excellent result for Felix. Gets over the line against Zverev. felt like he bossed it from, pretty much,
Yeah.
kind of, as I said, 2-2 in the first. From there, he kind of bossed it, and it felt like he was going to win. Even in that tiebreak, I felt confident that he would get over the line, and he did. For Zverev, I mean, what can you say? What can you say, Carson?
Oh, he was very, very good today. Zverev was, seemed like he wasn't mentally there all the way, and then some poor execution and some poor decision making in very key moments. Just Felix played very well, but it felt like there were times where Zverev was just trying to give him the match. Hey, Sean.
Yeah, and it was, I mean...
Yeah, there was just far more intention and purpose and conviction in the way Felix was playing in terms of going after the ball, being the aggressor, doing the kind of things off the first 4 or 5 shots in the rally that put him in good positions, whereas Zverev was really trying to hang on and defend, and I just don't think he had his timing. I think the forehand was all over the place, and in the big moments, it really felt like Felix deserved to win this because he felt like the better player. It was just a matter of could he hold his nerves, and he did in the tiebreak. So
I've got a question for all of you, and I think this match, in a way, it sort of rounds off the year for both players in a sort of, this is Zverev's 2025, and it's been underwhelming as about as kind as I think I can be. Does that make sense, Vanch?
Yeah, I think pretty underwhelming. I mean, aside from the Australian Open final, it really hasn't felt like he's made much of a big impact at the top of the game, even though he's number 3 in the world. It just feels like he's there based on like quantity of tournaments and like a few deep runs, but it doesn't feel like he's threatening to, close the gap with Alcaraz and Sinner, or, I looked at his season. I think he only has 4 top 10 wins and 11 losses, which for a player who's number 3 in the world, that's pretty bleak. So there have been like some minor signs of decline from him as well, like at moments. So you kind of wonder going into next year if actually that goal of winning a major is just getting further away.
See, just...
Yeah, it looks like John is done. John just disappeared, but yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. I actually don't think Zverev could be any further from winning a major currently. As in, like, we talk about, like, Zverev is... We always say Zverev is, like, the best player to ever win a slam. He's getting further away. He's not getting closer. Obviously, the quote from him in, Shanghai, saying, like, I want to join the party of, Sinner and Alcaraz. I feel like I can. And, since that moment, he has not proved that at all. At all. So, yeah, John is back.
Yeah, sorry. Did you all address basically my Zverev point? Sorry about that. My internet dropped.
That's okay. Carson was just...
Yeah, I haven't, but I
Go,
agree with basically everything that Ferguson mentioned. Just that it doesn't seem like he's too close to Carlos Alcaraz or Jannik Sinner right now.
It feels like he's further away than ever, Carson.
In a way, yes. But is anyone closer to them than he is?
Yeah.
Like, I'd argue not really.
I don't know, Carson. I have faith in half a dozen players that could make the leap, but I don't have that faith in Zverev. That's probably...
I think that, yeah, like, there are players that could make the leap, but none of them have. Like, they could, but right now he is the 3rd best player in the world.
Mm.
And, like, there's just a massive gap in between the top 2 and everyone else. And
yeah. I would say Djokovic is more likely to win a 25th than Zverev is.
To win 1. Do you agree, Vanch?
I do, actually. I mean, I do think Djokovic would have won that semifinal if he was healthy in Australia.
Looking
And
back
think
now,
he
yeah, I
was,
agree. I didn't
yeah,
think it at the
and
time,
I do
Vanch,
feel
but
like
looking back now,
generally
yeah.
he's he made 4 major semifinals this year. Zverev lost in the first round of Wimbledon, third round of US Open. Their quarterfinal at the Roland Garros was very telling for me, the way Djokovic was able to dictate that match so comfortably after losing the first set. So I do actually think Zverev is pretty far away right now, and you do wonder going into next year also, if he doesn't defend those Australian Open final points, that number 3 in the world is also not going to be there for a long time. Then, so
Totally.
I expect him to be
that,
this. Sorry, Carlton, you go. There you go.
Yeah, I think I would disagree with saying that Novak is closer to 25 than Zverev is to 1.
Okay.
Novak himself said after the US Open, he's not able to compete in best of 5 anymore against Carlos and Jannik. Those are the players you have.
I think if those two are not around, I still think he's probably more likely to win one than any of the others. Whereas I can't say the same for Zverev. If, let's say,
sure, but you're making a really big assumption in saying that they're not going to be around. Like, they are around, and they're not going anywhere for 15 years.
Okay, but let's say in the next 15 years we get a slam where neither of them are there, or we get a slam where one of them's not there, like we did. Sorry, not like we haven't had one of those yet.
No.
No.
But I know what. Both
Yeah. So say Sinner's injured, and Alcaraz goes out second round because he was like half injured, playing poorly. In a final, at let's say at Roland Garros, Djokovic Zverev, I think Djokovic wins.
Also, which one is messing up a third or fourth round match somehow and contriving to lose to Lerner Tien, for example, who Zverev lost to this year, by the way. Yeah, listen, I see what Carson is saying right now. He's world number 3, but honestly, would you trust Zverev bearing in mind? I don't think Zverev trusts himself. By the way, I want to move on to Felix because I know we're not going to be here forever. So I just want to reflect as well on Felix's year. But this, he's done what he didn't do in 2022 at this tournament. And I have lots of hats to take off to him, bearing in mind, I thought his US Open win over Zverev was a mini turning point for him in many ways. What do you think, Vanch?
I think it was. I think that was a huge match because he was basically a point away from going down 2 sets to love, and he really burst into life there in that moment. And the way he was able to kind of use, the way he was just able to get out of his shell in that match and come through it carried him through the rest of the tournament. That was a very legit run to the semis because then he beats Rublev in straights, and then he overcomes those nerves that he had against De Minaur, where he so easily could have lost, and both players were so tight. But really, I was telling this to Fergus and Carson during the commentary that it feels like he's been the 3rd best player since the start of August. I know it's only like 3 months, but it does really feel like that because, Paris final, wins another title. It does feel like, and he has been losing to Jannik Sinner, but it feels like he's come into those matches and it hasn't felt like he's just there to sort of, like it does feel like he actually believes that he can push Sinner and he can compete with the best. So you're actually looking forward to seeing how the match goes against Alcaraz, and you feel like there's some belief there, and he's made some strides in his game. And
there's 3 matches with Jannik in the last sort of 6-7 weeks or whatever it is, maybe even a bit more, 8 weeks or 9 weeks, and yet there's something for him to take from all of those 3. I'm not saying that he wins any of those 3, but that could have gone 5 in New York, and I still think Jannik would have prevailed. The Paris Masters, I think it was you, Vanch, I was talking to either on a stream or on WhatsApp recently, that, it could have gone 3. He gets to the tie break. He only gets broken once in the entire match. I still think you cannot say that he was the better player, but this is far more than 98% of the tour, possibly even Zverev included, with the exception perhaps of the Vienna final, who are not laying a glove on him. And then even this week he gets to 5-6 serving deuce, and he in that one point he injures his calf. Now, not to a massive degree, as we know, because he's still in the tournament, but it does. I think it affects him in the next point. So he loses that point, and then he's just, you know how it is. I don't know if you all play tennis. I know Vance does, and I know Fergus. Do you play tennis, Carson? When you fall over, but you barely hurt yourself, right? And you dust yourself down, the next point is a bit weird. It is a bit of a weird thing, even if you're fully healthy. But if you've actually done something a little bit, it takes you a few points to forget about, especially if it's on clay. All the clay is all over you and stuff, and you just feel a bit weird for a couple of points, and then you sort of put it out your mind. And I think maybe Felix loses that set anyway, either on a tie break or even that game. And then he took it into the beginning of the next set, and it was done, and that's fine. He loses 6-1 in the second set, but I don't know. I just feel as though there's something that he can cling to. Let's say that. Does that make sense, Fergus?
Yeah, for sure. I think, he said after Paris that he's getting closer, and he feels he's getting closer towards Sinner, that he's pushed him a couple of times now. I think that's fair. I think Vance saying that he's the third best player on the tour as right now is accurate, 100%. He's, it's easy to say that because, we're in the part of the season where Felix, does the best. Mm-hmm. But, that US Open run kind of,
backs it up.
Counteracts that, says that, he can play on, outdoor. And obviously, a guy that's ranked as high as 4 in the world, 3.
I'm not sure it's not 3, but I'm going to say 4. Is it, Vance?
For who, Felix?
Yeah,
for Felix, highest ranking ever.
I think it was 6. It was 6 in 2022, but now it'll be 5. So now it'll be a career high ranking. Assuming Sinner beats de Minaur, he'll finish the year 5 in the world.
Yeah.
So de Minaur's got a shot at 5, has he? If he wins that match, I mean, he doesn't have a shot at winning the match, but well, let's talk about that now. Let's talk about it. I wasn't entirely joking in the chat when I said, Vance, that he's got to do something, and his serve doesn't deserve this, but his volleys probably do. Do a serve and volley once every service game. That's what I'm saying to de Minaur. He's got to do something, surely, Vance.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he can take some positives from Beijing. That was actually a good match that he played against Sinner. He won a set. even in the sets that he lost, he had some break points. He was breaking Yannick's serve a lot more. Obviously, it's going to be harder to do that indoors because they were playing out, in those outdoor conditions, and it was just Sinner still working on the new service motion and stuff. But I genuinely he can just have a free hit and just play super committed because he did not think he was going to get out of that group going 1 and 2, and he sounded so surprised. He still didn't even really believe it when the interviewer told him that you were going to get in if Alcaraz beats Musetti. So just with that, and just taking so much confidence from the Fritz win, I mean, he's probably not going to win. I mean, he's definitely it's very, very low probability that he'll come close to this one, but he can still, he's still one of the best returners in the world. He can still make this somewhat of an interesting contest from the baseline. So far, I don't think Sinner has been amazingly sharp from the back of the court. He's been serving amazing, and that's been getting him through the line. But I actually think from the back of the court, there've been a little bit of vulnerabilities early in some of these matches. I'm thinking of the first 10 games that he played against Felix, and maybe the second set today against Shelton from the baseline wasn't as clean as we're usual from seeing. And this is a really high bar. This is comparing to last year and comparing to some of his other indoor wins. But it still feels like maybe there's something there, maybe a slight chance that de Minaur can look to impose.
Let's move on to the Felix against Carlos match before we wrap things up. I actually had, as I think I also mentioned in the chat, I went pre-tournament with Felix beating Carlos in the semis. Now, I'm saying that hesitantly right now because, I don't know, it's partly because I just wasn't convinced about Carlos because I was hung up a little bit on the Paris loss, which I think after 5 or 6 games of the first match, because the first 5 or 6 games for Carlos in this tournament, who was he playing in the opening match? I was doing a watch along for it, but I'm just, who was he playing? De Minaur. And I was like, my goodness me, Carlos just seems to be a bit short of confidence, especially on the forehand in that first 5 or 6 games. I'm not sure if he went down a break or he went up a break and then lost it. But Yeah, it wasn't until maybe
Yeah, I think in that one he was up 4-1 40 love, right? And then he found
Yeah,
himself.
and then
4
it was
4-1 love 40 on Demonor serve, I think.
yeah,
yeah.
and then
Close
he
to a
sort of
6-1 set, but then he found himself down like 3-5 in the tiebreak, and
And
you
he
know,
did. There was
that's
one
much-
point. I'm not sure if it was. I'm not sure exactly which. It was around about this point, 4-1, 4-2, something like that. He did a couple of silly things. I don't know what it. And I don't think he meant to be silly, but he made a couple of unusual choices in a rally that he was way up in, and loses the point, and then gets broken. Anyway, around this time, I'm thinking, okay, I think I'm kind of right, but then. And the tiebreak, I think it was, and then the second set against Demonor, and I was like, wow, this is possibly Rotterdam apart, the best indoor tennis I think I'd ever seen him play over one set. And even Rotterdam, I don't necessarily remember him stringing a whole set together like he did in that second set again. And he's carried it on since then. I know he loses a set to Fritz, but honestly, Fritz should be in the semi-final. So anyway, that's a bit of a sideshow in a way. What about, Carson, this match with Felix? Do you think Felix has a good chance, some chance? What are your thoughts?
I think that it'll be competitive. I do favor Carlos to come out on top, even on an indoor hard court. Right now, I think Carlos is just a step above him, but it's not going to be like 6-1, 6-1. I think it's going to be pretty tight. And it'll just come down to a few critical moments. And yeah, I think that Carlos this year, especially in the last few months, there have been a lot fewer moments where he's letting people like get into sets. Once he takes control of a set, like he's become a lot better at just like not letting it go. So I think that there could be some moments in both sets where maybe Felix gets a chance to take a step ahead, but if Carlos is able to neutralize him on some points and just get out to a break, I think it's a lot more difficult for me to see how Felix is going to overcome that.
Fergus?
I give Felix about a 5% bigger chance than Fritz did when he won it. I give him like a 25 to 30% chance that he overcomes. I just think that Alcaraz has the gears to go through. Whether he finds it is a completely different question. Whether Felix gets nervous, this is new territory for him. If we get to a point where it's 5-4 on serve, Felix is serving to stay in the first set. Does he pull a Zverev and crack under the pressure? These are all things that we will see. But for me, I just think Carlos has kind of found his rhythm. The only reason I think he played like that in Paris, the conditions were super slow. You mix that with how Norrie strikes the ball, like super awkward, like just kind of caught Carlos completely off guard. You know exactly what you're going to get from Felix. I wouldn't go as far as say one-dimensional, because that's not fair on him, because he's got a very strong indoor game, but you know exactly what you're going to get. And I feel as though Carlos can mix it up and put Felix in positions that he doesn't particularly want to be in, especially on that backhand side. And I'm sure Carlos will be locking down that backhand to backhand battle, and Carlos will come out 85% of the time on top.
Yeah, if it's backhand to backhand, then Felix can forget it. But Vanch, finally, you on this in terms of the matchup, in terms of some patterns of play that you expect, and ultimately who you think's going to come out on top.
Yeah, I think Alcaraz throughout the week, especially from middle of the second set against Fritz till now, has picked up his level, and he has been serving better. It does seem like he's in that kind of more lockdown focus mode where he is able to, the forehand damage was excellent against Musetti, and he was able to find the backhand and neutralize a lot of the big first serves coming at him. And it feels like if he's able to pin Felix in the backhand corner and then use his court craft, it feels like he should still be favored in this one. But I do think Felix, because of how well Felix is playing his first strike tennis and just how confident he is right now, it's going to be close. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, Felix won a set in a tiebreak or something, and maybe Alcaraz is having to fight his way back, or maybe, there's maybe a slight dip in level that from Carlos that Felix can capitalize on and maybe push through and win a tiebreak there, or win a 7-5 set. Like, he has been giving himself chances. So I would say Carlos, but I'm going to go 3 sets. I do think Felix is capable of taking a set here.
Don't forget the backhand down the line as well. I saw it in the second set against Imanol. I saw it at times against like really effectively. And also you're thinking, well, why would you go down the line when that's going into the forehand of Felix? Well, Felix is a bit worried probably a little bit about the backhand. So he's going to be leaving a bit more of a door ajar down the forehand side. And I don't think Carlos is afraid to try and force that door ajar even further. That was a bit of a mouthful. Anyway, listen, guys, big thanks for this evening, as it is for us in Europe, and this afternoon stroke nearer lunchtime as it is for various people across North America. But yeah, guys, big thanks for joining me today, or joining me. I mean, I've just done a cameo. But anyway, thanks for coming along today, guys.
No worries.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Pleasure always.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
And to everybody else, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.